Let's talk about Donald Trump. He has just said that he might run for a third term in office.
So many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we do. Most importantly, they love the job we do.
There is only one problem though. The US Constitution does not allow it. So how will Donald Trump run for a third term? Why is Trump saying he knows ways to do it? And what does this mean for the future of the US? I'm Ananya Dutta. Welcome to Grey Zone. This third term talk started fairly recently.
It will be the greatest honor of my life to serve not once, but twice, or three times, or four times now.
So it started off as a joke. Trump blamed it on fake news. But then weeks later, he asked this to a crowd in the White House.
Should I run again? You tell me. There's your controversy right there. There's your controversy.
No one really knew when the talk turned from a joke to a chant. As his Republican base started cheering 4 more years, the idea started to stick with Trump. Cut to today, Trump says he isn't joking at all.
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, you got a long time to go. We have a long time. We have almost 4 years to go. And that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we do. Most importantly, they love the job we do.
So the conversation has quickly shifted. What started as a joke is a front page headline today. And for the first time, we know as a fact that Trump is genuinely considering it. So where does the Constitution stand on this? The short answer is an absolute no. The US Constitution mandates a 2-term limit for the president. The 22nd Amendment specifically addresses this. It says, and I'm quoting, "No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice." Separately, the 12th Amendment says, "No person constitutionally ineligible to the office of president shall be eligible to that of vice president of the United States." But Trump still says there are methods to seek a third term. Trump has teased this term limit time and time again. CNN just quoted Trump saying there are methods which you could do it. NBC News asked about a possible scenario in which Vice President J.D. Vance would run for office and then pass the role to Trump. Trump responded that that's one method, but continued to say that there are others too. While we have no clarity on what these other options are, an obvious one points towards changing the Constitution. So can Trump change the Constitution? Well, yes, there are provisions that allow the president to do so. But it's a long process, one that needs time and consensus. One can change the Constitution in 2 ways. Either manage to convince 2/3 of the Congress or get 34 states on board with the idea. Since the president does not have a constitutional role in the amendment process, the joint resolution does not go to the White House for signature or an approval. A proposed amendment becomes part of the Constitution as soon as it is ratified by 3/4 of the states. None of these seem like a possibility at the moment. But as Trump keeps saying, he has 4 years. It goes without saying that even before the legal process starts, he needs to first convince his red camp. And it feels like he has the conversation going. Andy Ogles, the Republican representative of Tennessee's 5th Congressional District, has already drafted a resolution calling for the extension of presidential term limits. Longtime Trump ally Steve Bannon went on News Nation and said that he believes Trump will run and win again in 2028. And this talk also prompts us to a month-old tweet by the White House, which had a fake magazine cover showing Trump giddily smiling with a crown on his head. And the tweet quoted Trump saying, "Long live the king."
Trump's a new president, and benefiting from that, he's also a lame duck president. because he can't run for a third term. And we haven't had that since Grover Cleveland in 1892. So we have no contemporary experience with it. But lame duck presidents look to their legacy. They think about how they will be remembered in history. I don't know how that cuts. Many people think, well, that'll make Trump more reasonable. But Trump's idea of what a good legacy is not necessarily the same as reasonable people around the country. So it means there's even more uncertainty about how he will view the personal benefit to him, which is his highest decision-making criterion.
At 82, Trump will become the oldest president at the end of his term. If he chooses to somehow run again, it will be something unthinkable, even by Trump's standards. He could be likened to the Putins and Xis of the world. Remember, both extended their presidency by removing the term limits. Trump may not have the power, but the rhetoric is eerily familiar. It starts as a joke, turns into a talking point, and before long, it's a movement. The problem is, history shows it usually doesn't end well.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.